And it's a very good afternoon to you. Welcome here from Cheltenham, Gloucestershire. It's October shortly, and it's autumn. I think the equinox, or whatever they call it, turned into autumn last week. Now we're live on YouTube, and there's my sort of comms down there where you can contact me if you wish to. Let's talk about a really important topic now that we had the pleasure of having Alex Curtis online last week. And Alex talked to us about internet lead generation, which is the key to any mortgage advisor now, or financial advisor, come to think of it. So I'm going to give you around about 15-20 minutes now of my take on this, my thoughts, adding my thoughts to Alex's, and produce, if you like, a blueprint for you on internet lead generation. So I think it's pretty cool, don't you? A blueprint. We all love a blueprint, don't we? So let's put in there the title at the top there. Make sure you can see that okay. Internet marketing, we'll call this one. Internet marketing. There you go, nice little title there for you. Those of you on the podcast, of course, can't see the title, but it don't really matter because you can hear me anyway. Internet marketing, and I'm calling this a blueprint. So, blueprint is something you can take on and use in your business, and this is bang up to date now as well. This is right on the button, so that's important to know, isn't it? Now, when it comes to internet lead generation or internet marketing, you've got to be able to get customers, potential customers. We used to call them prospects. Sounds like somebody digging for gold, doesn't it? In the 19th century, you've got to get customers using the internet in order to do business with them. That's pretty much what it is. So you need some ways of capturing people or collecting people. And one thing you do need, of course, that everybody needs, and we'll put this in red for you, is you need this thing called the mothership. There you go. That's the mothership. Now, for those of you that love your sci-fi films, I do. I love a sci-fi film. You've always got the aliens turning up with the mothership. There's always like a big sort of control centre somewhere that controls all the aliens invading the Earth. Now, this mothership is your website. I think you've already twigged that one, haven't you? This is your website, which is whatever you want to call it. If it's your name, is your company, call it your name. Don't be afraid, by the way, in the modern world of getting away from big brandy names like Titan Mortgages or whatever. Call it yourself, because at the end of the day, that's who you are, your customer's dealing with. So that's your website. Now, your website needs to have all the usual culprits on there. You need to obviously attract people onto your website. And one of the things that Alex talked about is you need to be able to teach your customer stuff. So teach your customer things that they want to learn about mortgages and house purchase, etc. So make sure you have things on there that help people to learn. Now, modern customers like to do their research, we know that. In fact, some old customers like to do research too. People don't want to appear stupid. Alex mentioned that when they contact you eventually. They don't want to appear stupid. So often they want to do a bit of research. They want to find out about how the house buying market works and mortgages work. So when they talk to you, they come across as intelligent. The younger generation like that. It's the way they roll. They research junkies. So put on there as much stuff as you can to teach people things about mortgages and house purchase and all the things you get involved in. Be it video, be it podcasts, various assets you can put online to your website to teach people stuff. You could have all the usual stuff like about us, our awards, money marketing award for best broker and all that palaver. That's all a bit old hat now, isn't it? You don't really need that. So make it as real as you can. In there as well, tell us more about you, what you're about, who you are. Your beliefs, your values, your hobbies, your interests, your family, whatever it is, become human. Don't be this stiff business person with the big tie on. Oh, hello, I'm a posh financial advisor. Because young people especially, won't approach you. Got to be approachable. We know these things. Now, also in that website of yours, you do need this magic thing here called the email box. Because what you need to do is you need to attract people's email address in order to contact them. That's the trap, if you like. You want them to go on there, find you, put your name in there, contact you, and then you can do some continuous marketing with that person. So that's the first thing. Now, connect to this email thing, down the bottom down here. We'll put it down here for you. Hopefully you can see that. Let's check that you can see that one. Is your database. Now, you need a database. The key to the modern way of working is to have your own database of customers, clients, potential customers, whatever it is, that you own. GDPR it, of course. Make sure you're a member of the Information Commissioner. You pay your fees, 35 quid or whatever it is. You need to have this database that's yours, where your customers get put on. So when they obviously go on there, they therefore enter your database. Now your database needs to be secure. It could be off-site, it could be somewhere else, it could be MailChimp, something like that, doesn't matter. You need to have this linked to some kind of CRM system. That might link to your sourcing system, it might link to your software that your company provides you with, and that's fine. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you have some kind of database that collects people, so you'll be able to mail them, contact them, see what's going on, see a history of all the contact you've had with them, etc., etc. So that's the first sort of setup that you need. Now let's start attracting people, shall we? Let's start getting potential customers. Now, first of all, you can go to Google and you can pay somebody to maximise your website. They call that in the business. Let's put that in the blue colour here. They call that SEO, don't they? Search engine optimization. You could pay somebody to do that to your website. You might, if you want to go that route, certainly go there as well. So you can pay them money. Or of course you can spend time doing it yourself. There you go. So it's one or the other. If you've got cash, pay somebody. If you haven't got cash, got time, do it yourself. But you could learn to optimize your website so that when people search on Google for you, they find you, they've got your website, get to know about you, email address, Bob's your uncle, into the database. But that doesn't always happen unless you've got great big budgets. Because people searching mortgages, for example, are going to get thousands of options, aren't they? And websites aren't always what Google or Alexa, they give you answers now, don't they? As opposed to websites. So the secret here then is to niche tightly your business model. That's the secret. Niche your business model tightly. Now, we call it niche in this country, the Americans call it niche. I don't know what's the right pronunciation, but the trick here is to niche. Now, I was reading some work from Seth Godin the other day. Love Seth Godin, smart dude. And he talks about marketing a lot. And his phrase is this. He says, the best way to make a hit product, he talks about, the best way to make a hit is to build something for the smallest possible audience, make it so good that people then tell their peers about it. So build something then for the smallest possible audience, make it so good that people tell their peers in that particular niche. So how do you niche? Well, you can niche on a type of mortgage. So you could specialise in second charges, in bridging finance, in holiday lets, buy-to-lets, well, that's quite a big area, isn't it? First-time buyers. You could niche in the mortgage, and I think you should. Obviously, if somebody comes to you wants any type of mortgage, you give them that. This is how you market, of course. This is not who you actually deal with at the end of the day. You could certainly niche on geography, and I suggest you do, or even though the internet now and screen-to-screen selling allows you to sell to anybody. Geography might be, for example, you deal with holiday let mortgages in Cornwall or the southwest. That's your niche area, so you're making it smaller. You could certainly niche it on demographics. So you could niche in holiday let mortgages in the southwest of England for people over 60. It's getting smaller, isn't it? You could even do occupation as well. So we do holiday let mortgages for people in the southwest of England over the age of 60 who are dentists. You're only going to get one person probably, or two people, but you get my point. The tighter you niche, Seth Godin said, he said, you build something to make a hit. You build something for a smallest possible audience. You make it so good, people talk to their peers, and that's how you generate referrals. It's up to you how much you want to niche, and that's entirely up to you. But if you do that, then you see you can start then paying for AdWords, Google AdWords, where you are tight with your search. So to start the marketing process, and we'll put it down here for you as well, you could certainly get onto Google. Now Google is a great way, of course, of getting people to come to you. You could do Google ads or Facebook ads, whatever you want to use. But adverts are great if you have a tight niche. So if you've got a tight niche, sounds rude that, doesn't it? If you've got a tight niche, then you can easily pay a couple of quid for a tight niche that Google AdWords will send you business to you. So that's something to think about as well. To know what people are searching, a couple of things for you. They call it, the website's Answer the Public. There we are. Got this one from Alex. AnswerThePublic.com. If you go onto that website, it'll tell you what people are searching for. So key in your niche areas, it tells you what people are searching for. So make sure those words are in your videos and your podcasts and your assets that you produce. The other thing you can do, and Alex mentioned this, is a website called Google My Business. Google My Business. Now this is an app that Google have, where you can go on there, enter your business details, what you do, and it enhances your Google ability, if you like, your Google juice. So you can do some stuff with Google to get people to come onto your website, but you've got to niche, and that's the key. Okay, let's look at a ways of doing this now. Let's focus now on social media. Let's focus on social media to get more and more people into your website. So you get onto there, capture them into your database when you start dealing with them. That's the key. So what have we got? We've got a number of culprits, of course. Let's get these over here. We'll put these in black for you so we can see these going on. Just as they come along, you can set up an Instagram if that's your way. TikTok if you wanted to, but I wouldn't sell many mortgages to 17-year-olds. LinkedIn, definitely. You want to get a LinkedIn site set up, decent profile, start being active on LinkedIn. Check out your social selling index on LinkedIn. They actually measure how good you are and tells you how you can improve your LinkedIn. Now, of course, social media is only as good as going on social media where your customers are. If your customers are on LinkedIn, then go there. I imagine dentists in the southwest of England are on LinkedIn, so go there and engage with them, talk to them, socialise with them. That's why I call it social networking, don't they? You don't sell there, you socialise with people and you network with people as well. Now, LinkedIn's one as well. You can certainly do the Facebook. Again, if that's your area, if that's where your clients hang out, get onto Facebook. Get a tribe going, as they call it now, of people on Facebook if you wanted to go that way as well. You should go onto YouTube, get a YouTube channel going. Don't cost anything, YouTube channels. Get it all marketed or branded with all your stuff on it and start publishing your videos on there. Put the videos on here, of course. You can obviously store them on YouTube and link them to your website so that you don't have to pay for storage then either. YouTube is a particularly good search engine amongst young people. They love it to bits. Certainly referrals will come in as well. So referrals, of course, we talked about referrals. When you get them, you'll also need to harvest them. Now, what you're doing with these social media sites is you're putting them on there. Podcasts as well, so another one for you. You could start up a podcast. I know a lot of financial advisors, mortgage advisors that have a podcast now. But it's all down to time, my friends, because you haven't got all the time in the world, have you? Or maybe you have. If you have, then you're not doing much business, are you? So you've got to make sure that it's done properly at the end of the day. So the podcast itself, if you list it on Apple, on Alexa, on Google Play, all these various places where podcasts are taken. Now, the whole point behind these social media is you draw people into your website. So the whole point is that you attract them to go onto your website. That's the whole point. So get people onto your website to sign up for whatever it is that you are signing them up for. On their website, they put in their email, that then goes onto your database. Now, things like referrals, of course, you can put straight into your database. Any people you talk to in network events, if you do any of that, go straight onto your database. And that's how you gather people on social media. It's that simple, actually. It's not complicated. Obviously, once you get into these things, they can be the biggest waste of time in the world, but that's entirely up to you how you go about it. When you're on social media, a couple of rules for you. I call it my 3 H's. Don't we all just love a sort of ring thing? The 3 H's of social media. Humour. So be funny, be humorous, don't be too stilted in this financial services world of ours. There's far too many stilted types, or suits as we call them. Have humility. Don't be an obnoxious bugger, because there's far too many of those people on the internet, on financial services. Don't like that kind of character, do you? And the last H is be human. Show your human side. Don't overdo the social stuff. You're obviously on LinkedIn. Be careful, because you've got LinkedIn police. If you don't talk business, they'll shout at you. So be human, humility and humour. They're the 3 H's of social media, and you won't go far wrong. and choose the one that works for you. Don't do them all unless of course you want to outsource it to people to do it for you. A lot of people do make a lot of money that way. Personally, what do I use? I use LinkedIn, YouTube, podcasts, and referrals. Don't do Facebook. My clients aren't on Facebook. Insta, I don't do that either. So it's entirely up to you how you want to work your social media. Now, a couple of other things just to finish off then. We've got this database down here which is yours. Make sure you work it. Make sure that you incubate people. I've done videos on that topic before. Incubating means you keep them warm, you keep them happy, you mail them things, videos, podcasts, extra information, whatever you want to do. Keep them warm, keep them happy, make them your club, and obviously put them onto your sales process. You want to put them onto your sales process at some point when they're ready to do so. Get them onto your sales cycle, which involves rapport, fact finding, presenting, closing. So you've got to be able to get them on there at some point as well, quickly enough. So that's database really. Try and tidy a few things up by getting some external validation of what you do. So I'll squeeze something here. Get your Trustpilot. There you go. If that's what you like, get your Trustpilot connected to this. Vouched for is another one. Advised is another one. These are all external, like testimonials, aren't they? Which you can put onto your website to make sure that all of your fans tell lovely things, say lovely things about you that people can then read, because people read reviews, don't they? Of course they do. So that actually is internet marketing. There isn't actually much more to it than that. The key, of course, is time. If you've got plenty of time, then you can do these things, or you can pay people to do it for you if you want to. But here's the key. This is the future. I'm going to leave you now with a word of wisdom from Paul. The future for you. The internet is disrupting every sector. It hasn't disrupted ours yet, but it will do. You wait. Now, when the internet disrupts sectors, it gets rid of the middleman, the old-fashioned middleman, middle woman, middle person, who was there to provide a service to customers. They were in the middle. So let's take a look at garages, for example, travel agents, estate agents, although they're clinging on as much as they can. These are all middlemen. Now the internet's got rid of them and has allowed you now to go straight to the manufacturer. So you can buy a car now, second-hand car, brand new car, have it delivered on a wagon outside. You can buy your holiday yourself if you want to. You can go online, connect all the dots and get it all done yourself. Now, who are the middlemen in this sector? Well, to a degree, large mortgage brokerage firms are. Large financial services firms are middlemen, aren't they? They've all got individuals who work there, and those individuals who work there or self-employed have clients who link in with the financial services middleman. Okay, it's not going to go yet, but there's disruption going on. So the key to you moving forward in the industry is to get your database. That is the key. The key is to own. I'm going to draw your little key down here now, because I can. Oops, there's a dodgy key. No. The key is to own your data. That's the key. If you do that, if you own your data, moving forward, you'll have a business for life. If you don't own your data, somebody else does, you won't have a business for life. That's why social media firms are so profitable, aren't they? Because they own all your data. Well, they don't, I don't suppose they do, but you sign over the fact that you give them ownership of your data and they use it to advertise and make billions, don't they? Billions of dollars. So be careful of that. Disruption. Networks come to mind, large brokerages come to mind. People that are in the middle of the process between the client and you. They're middlemen, and the internet will disrupt that. You don't need them with the internet. The internet provides a platform. Banks are another middleman. Banks were created to get people who wanted to save money and people who wanted to borrow money. The bank was in the middle to be the conduit for that. They're going. I'm sorry, banks are not coping at the moment with what's going on. You contact banks, they're a nightmare to contact right now. They're not coping with this disruption that's going on. You wait 5, 10, 15 years time, they won't be around because you don't need them as anymore, because the internet will disrupt the middleman. The peer-to-peer lenders have had a bad couple of years, but the model's correct. Wait and see, lots going to go on there. Remember, customer, you, get close, own the data, won't go far wrong. Anyway, enough of that. I've given you a little bit of wisdom there from Paul. So that's internet marketing, a nice little blueprint for you. I'm going to take a photograph of that, put it on my LinkedIn profile possibly, to make sure people can see this video on LinkedIn. If you like it, please like me on LinkedIn, please connect with me. I've got my comms down there, Advisor CPD is the website. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're on YouTube. If you're not, go to YouTube, subscribe, watch all these videos for free. Go onto my website, you can sign up for emails. I've got a database. I'll send you stuff every Monday or Tuesday night. I'll give you updates on things, videos, free stuff, all sorts of good gear. And if you want to pay me a bit of money for training, you can do that too. Anyway, enough of that. Catch you next week.